سلام و وقت بخیر خدمت همه عزیزان. همونجوری که در پشت سر من مشاهده می‌کنید امروز در شهر ملبورن به خاطر روز پناهجو یک سری تجمعات برقرار شده که همه خواستار چنج کردن و عوض کردن ویزاها هستند به ویزای پرمننت ها رو با هم در ادامه مشاهده خواهیم کرد.
I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land. We stand with our indigenous brothers and sisters in their fight against the Australian state who is determined to keep them on their knees. Just like every one of you, the Tamil refugee community is relieved that Liberals have lost the election. In 9 years of them being in power, we have lost so many lives. Every fortnight, we saw a refugee die by suicide or over alcohol consumption. Many of our people were put through unfair processes and were deported back. Rather than welcoming our people seeking asylum, the Australian government maintained close relationship with war criminals in Sri Lanka. They came up with country information that denied the dangers our people face. There are over 6,000 Tamil refugees in the community. Vast majority of them are at risk of deportation. With the election of a Labour government, not a lot has changed for us. We have received the promise that those refugees on TPVs getting permanent protection visas. While this is a relief, it is not enough. It still means many more years for those who are waiting to reunite with your family members. What we really want is equal rights. I want to share few stories of the refugees living in our community. Kumar, an ASEAN-rejected refugee who came to Australia in 2009. He was detained indefinitely by the Gillard government. Recently, he was accepted as a refugee. After 13 years of seeking asylum and being separated from his 15-year-old son for most of his life, Kumar will still have to wait many more years to reunite with his family under the Labour Party's policy. Tanu, my partner, came to this country when he was 20. He is 30 now. He was given one chance to tell his story. Today, his case is before the federal court. Labour Party has not made any promises regarding people like him. Nila, a 15-year-old refugee living in Sunshine, came to this country when she was 3 years. Initially, she was accepted as a refugee by the Gillard government, but they delayed granting her permanent protection visa for 20 months. When Liberals came into power, they made Nila and her family go through new processes and refused them a visa. After 12 years of being in the community, they face an uncertain future. Labour government has not made any promises about these failed asylum seekers. Most of the refugees in the community came when they were last in government. They face so much uncertainty because of the deliberate delays. They now have a responsibility to correct their past mistakes. We Tamils, we live in fear every day. We have the lowest acceptance rates. This is because Australia refuses to accept the reality of Tamils in the...
I was seeking asylum in Australia. I was also stuck in Indonesia for a while before I came to Australia. So can we please give Alex, an Iranian seeking to come to Australia, who's still stuck in Indonesia, a warm welcome, and we're going to be speaking to them through the phone. Just give us 1 second.
Excuse me?
We'll stop the trams. Keep going down that way.
Go away, the cage! We won't stop